There.
Yay.
Oh my
Technology.
Oh, wow. Hey, everyone. So we are in the house. All right. Hey, Ashvin. Thanks for being here with me.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
Yeah. Hey, Lorraine. Hey, Ashvin. So I keep having problems with this. If you use StreamYard, anybody out there, I won't, I would not recommend them. So I think I'm going to go back to Restream because it's giving me problems with the live button. Anyway, my deal. So sorry, we're a little bit late. Happy new moon to everyone. New moon blessings. Yes, happy new moon to you and anyone.
Happy new moon.
This is it's a powerful new moon with the annular solar eclipse. So we'll talk a little bit about that, and then we'll do a little ritual ceremony to help bring in the energies and harness them for our lives moving forward. Yeah. And then we'll do some readings. If anyone would like a card reading, like a reading. Okay. Hey, Robbie. I have brought the Metatron, Archangel Metatron deck to use for today. It's a very powerful deck for this powerful evening. But you, Ashton, what'd you bring?
I've got a few different decks. So
Okay.
I brought my messages from your Animal Spirit Guides deck. Can anybody? There we go. And I have the Starseed Oracle deck.
I have that one. I love that one.
Yeah. So I've got two decks, and I do have my Tarot deck, but I think we'll use these two rather than the Tarot.
Okay. All right. Fun stuff. I do have my Lyran one always next to me. So if anyone really wants the Lyran, I can use that one too. The Lyran Lions. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while, Lorraine. Good to see you here. So the new moon is a time that, and I want to say, I apologize that Shradha is not here. Unfortunately, she had an emergency, and thank you, Ashvin, for sitting in for her for this event. Yeah, because Shradha and I usually do the new moon or the moon phases.
Well, thanks for the invitation. I appreciate it. I'm happy to be here.
Of course.
And thank you. I hope things are well with Shradha. I hope all that works out for the best. Yeah. Sending her some blessings.
So let's send some prayers to Shradha. She had a family member that was in a terrible accident and couldn't make it. So let's take a moment to send her some prayers and healing. All right. Ooh. Thank you, everyone. I felt that. So the new moon with an eclipse is very powerful, as you may know that are here. I know there's lots of aware people in our audience, everyone, Lyran Vega, and it creates a really powerful energy. Unfortunately, the solar eclipse is can only be seen in a couple of countries in South America. I believe it is this eclipse. But I do remember when it was here in Oregon, 2017, how powerful that was for me. Do you remember that, Ashton?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It brought the people out to the streets. Everybody was moved. Those shadows on the ground that looked like crescent moons coming through the trees. I remember all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I had a huge download during this solar eclipse that year, and wow, there was some stuff that happened that time that pretty much changed my life. I have to say. So eclipses can be very powerful. When we used to we used to pay attention to the moon phases and the seasons and the planetary alignments, when we were not so connected to our tech stuff. Right? And we got outdoors more and looked up at the sky, and we're in tune with nature, right?
Yeah. I mean, there was a long history where we just lived outdoors and we were in touch. Yeah. And even when the dwellings that we created was so much more natural, that even the homes that we created had more of the natural essence of what we were using, right? Rather than it being processed and painted over, and there's layered over this, and there's wires running through the wall, and this and that. So even with the dwellings in, a while back, you were still surrounded with the very essence of the natural products that you were using to build your own homes. So yeah.
Yeah. Right. We were in tune with nature, in tune with our environment, at oneness with it. And, hey, modern society, I'm not complaining about modern society at all, but I like having indoor plumbing and electricity and the internet, right? Yeah,
and running water and toothbrush and toothpaste available all the time. Yes.
I know, right? Being able to buy what we want at the grocery store usually, and food at the drop of a hat. Anytime 24 hours a day, if we want to eat something. I mean, it's crazy when we take it for granted. We take it for granted, right? And so it's crazy what how far we've come with creature comforts. And it's nice to get back to connecting with what sustains us, which is our planet and the planets around us, and the stars.
Yes.
Right, yeah, and the sun, of course, the sun.
Yeah.
So the solar eclipse, and this is how I see a solar eclipse, is the moon. When the moon eclipses the sun, and this is what I saw in 2017, because I had never actually paid any attention to this, but because it was happening in our part of the country, in the northwest part of the country, and the full eclipse was over Oregon, where we live, I saw the feminine eclipsing the masculine, which would be the sun. And for me, and what I got that meaning is putting the two in balance, working toward putting the two in balance, the masculine and the feminine. That this was especially in 2017, that this was a turning point for bringing the feminine back into humanity, and especially in wherever the eclipse was basically in the United States. It ran mainly across the country of the United States. And the significance in South America could be the same thing with what is happening, what might be happening in South America. I don't know, but it's a way of bringing us into balance. And of course, the masculine, when we have a lunar eclipse, then it's the opposite, right? So that's how we always have balance, because the universe is all about balance, and we need that. So what I like to do during these events is to have some kind of ritual to harness the energies to help us bring balance into our life. And we just pulled a card for Ashwin that was about balance, but to bring balance into our life, because we can get out of balance very easily. And so we're going to do a little ritual tonight where, since it's such a profound, well, I shouldn't say powerful energies coming in with us with this new moon, we're going to do both. We're going to release and bring in at the same time. Okay. So if you don't have a pencil and paper or pen and paper, go ahead and grab that, because we're going to do a little ritual where we'll write down what we want to release for moving forward, what's been maybe hanging on that we can't seem to get rid of, that last 5 pounds or whatever. Okay. Whatever's causing that last 5 pounds to hang on, 10 pounds, whatever it is. So we're going to write down what we want to release. And then after that, we'll do a little bit of a prayer for that, release that. We'll write down what we want to bring in, manifest. Okay. So what I like to do is write down, I release whatever it is, and write how you want to word it. And I release this to the universe, to God, to source, to Christ, whatever, with love, for it no longer serves. Okay. And you can just write it, maybe some blocks that you don't even know why they are, blocks in certain areas of your life.
Okay, I've got my list.
Got your list? Okay.
Got my list.
What?
I've got my list. I'm curious to know people who are on the chat, if they have anything, if they have their list together.
I thought you said I've got a big list.
It's not a big list, but I've got my list.
Okay. Sometimes I like to burn it. You just tear it up, however you want to do it. I didn't bring anything in here to burn with, so I'm going to tear mine up.
Okay.
And I can burn it later. Burning feels really good. I love burning. I didn't know I was such a pyromaniac until I moved back home to Oregon. So in Texas, we don't burn like we do in Oregon. Up here in the Northwest, I had no idea that I love to burn so much. I'm a pyro. I burn anything.
I got my list.
I release these things I have written down to the universe, to the all that is, to God, Goddess. I release all that I've written down with love, for they no longer serve. And I trust that the all that is will take them from me. I no longer need to hang on to whatever is written on this sheet. Thank you, thank you. Lost my comments.
Looks like Lorraine has got her list.
Robbie, I was a childhood pyro. Not anymore, huh?
Good.
I'm a late bloomer.
Do all that.
That felt good.
Yes, that was a good release.
Yeah. Also do that ritual on the full moon, but it's such a powerful new moon this time. I felt that we should do both and get the best of both worlds. This, if anyone's a Libra here, because this new moon is in Libra, I learned that um, the focus in Libra right now with this new moon is on relationships and balance, seeking balance again. So yeah, there might be some relationship disharmony going on now. This is a good time to dive into that and see what can be sorted out and healed with relationships. Okay. Any Libras here?
I don't know, but Robbie came back with a comment. I think he low-key called himself hot.
Loki? What?
Low-key.
Oh, oh, because he said I'm still a fiery element. Okay.
Yeah.
Low key called himself hot. Okay. I actually kind of love Loki. Not as much as Thor, but I do love Loki too.
Loki's fun. He's an interesting character.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. So no Libras here. Okay.
I don't think so. It doesn't look like it.
Does anyone know their rising sign and their moon sign? I thought I was Libra rising, but I'm Virgo. Do you know yours, Ashvin?
I'm a Pisces and Cancer rising, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm very susceptible to moods and I'm very moody.
Okay. You're very moody and you're susceptible to moods.
Moods, yeah.
Isn't that the kind of same thing?
I am the cause and the reaction. I'm like a chain reaction that's happening.
Well, that's pretty balanced.
I don't know if I call it balanced. It can be fun sometimes. It can be interesting.
Jeff, Libra rising. Okay. Yeah. Any indication that some relationships need to be worked on in this this powerful time? All right. So actually in Virgo, I thought I was Libra rising, but when I looked it up a little while ago, it says I'm Virgo rising. I did another check on it because I'm all about balance actually for me because I worked in accounting most of my life. So balance is one of the traits of being an accounting person.
Yeah. Unless you work for Enron.
Yeah. That's true. Okay, let's do our next little exercise.
Okay, sounds good. Let's do it.
Let's write down what we want to manifest or bring into our lives moving forward. And you can put timelines or, what you want to manifest or bring in the next month, the next 6 months, the next year, next 5 years. And I would suggest what I like to do is when I write these down, because I have a new moon journal that I write these things in, and then also leave room for the next month what came to fruition. Right here, this little journal right here, the moon on it. Yeah. And go crazy with this one because you're harnessing really powerful energies. Okay.
You got some good ones, Sharon?
Do I have some good ones?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, they're all good. Oh
They're
yeah,
all good. Okay.
they're all good. Yeah. I mean, I that's how I created my practice in my academy and wrote my book, and things like that is through doing stuff like this. I'm not saying that all of a sudden it just happened. I'm just saying that it when we do this, it opens up gateways and portals for us that I believe may not have been paying attention to, or
Mm-hmm.
not come our way, because
Mm-hmm.
this opens these rituals that we do on a monthly basis open up portals and gateways for us, because we're telling the universe what we want. And
Right.
you know um, the universe doesn't know what we want to bring into our lives
Mm-hmm.
until we tell
Right.
them.
Yeah.
And then the universe sends their helpers.
Yeah. And through the day, we can have a variety of needs and wants that change, but actually settling down and then going through an exercise such as this, you kind of filter through things also and come down to maybe the things that are most important to you or the things you truly want. So this exercise kind of helps filter all that out too. You might have a
Yeah.
list on any given day. You might think in your head you've got a list of 200 things you want. But when you actually slow down and settle down and make the list, it might only be 10 things or 5 things.
Mm-hmm.
That helps too.
Definitely. Yeah. And it can change a little bit month to month, but this is just a way of opening the door and letting the universe know, letting spirit know that we want to work with them, and that we're them, and that we're aware that they are working with us and are there to help us.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Yeah.
not alone, and they are helpers for us, and they will help us.
Yes.
Which is pretty powerful. And the planetary alignments help us. The planets help us because they are sentient.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everyone here knows Mother Earth is sentient. So why wouldn't the other planetary bodies be sentient?
And it's all energy. And when you put intention to the energy, it'll manifest your intention. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What we focus on comes to fruition some way, somehow, as long as we, keep focusing on it, whether it's good or bad, because
right.
What we call bad anyway.
Yeah.
Positive or negative. Yeah.
Choices and outcomes, right? I mean, you make choices that you want to manifest out of, say, anger and fear. It's you can kind of what the outcome's going to be. It's going to be potentially more anger and fear, pain, and it can still be a good thing. You can end up learning some really important lessons. So it can still be good, even though it seems like a bad thing. So we can have those labels to it, but it's really about just having that momentum and setting those intentions and making those choices, and then you have outcomes. And
yeah, it's so important, very important. And we need to watch our language too, and how we talk to ourselves and talk about ourselves in situations. Are we putting out negative affirmations or positive affirmations in our language?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same with our thought.
What?
Same with our thought.
Yes, totally.
Yeah, are they uplifting, or are they? Would you consider them neutral, or are they typically, are you kind of sort of complaining in your mind all the time, kind of a thing? And of course, we go through all those cycles and have all of those things as a human being, but being mindful and catching that stuff and saying, oh, yeah, I should stop. Maybe focus on something else. Or what is a different perspective on this? That'll shift me out of this. So
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Yeshua taught me that we all have a background mantra, and I write about that in my book. Have I mentioned I wrote a book?
I don't know. I'm not sure if you
I
have.
mentioned it in my book. It's up there in the corner. Did you know I wrote a book, Ashley?
Yes.
Did I mention it? Okay. Well, I talk about it in my book where he told me when we were having a conversation. Listen, because he said to me, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" After every time we have a sentence or something, we'd have a conversation. He said, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Am I sure what?" He said, "Listen," and I could hear myself, my background tape, saying, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry," over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
That was my background tape. And if you hear people apologizing a lot, that's probably their background tape. I had felt like such a failure with lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, whatever, that, I was just felt like I failed. So he gave me a mantra to replace it with, which was infinity. And I used that over and over and over to replace my old mantra. And I felt every time I'd say it, I felt my consciousness just expand and expand and expand more and more. So we can use the different mantra if we listen to our background tape.
I love it.
If it's negative, yeah.
Do you think we have to be able to hear our background tape and know it, or can we just pick something that's more positive, uplifting, and just start using that?
Oh, I don't think we have to know it, but I totally believe that we can kind of tell what our background tape is by our language and how we talk about ourselves.
Okay.
And how we speak to others. Usually someone who's what's the word? Self-deprecating.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm so stupid, or oh, I'm so this, in a negative way, that their background tape is telling them those types of things.
Right.
Right. So it's kind of obvious how we talk about ourselves, and what our background tape is. And it's the programming, we're told this kind of stuff, however we were raised, our past life history, whatever it is, what we were told.
Right. Combination of all those things, combinations of what kind of environment you may have been raised in as a child, even as a young adult, because you carry that forward. And sometimes, a lot of times, the thoughts and the beliefs that we end up with are not initially ours, right? It's like you said, programming. It's the impressions and the imprinting that is put upon us, because it's to a large extent we're blank slates when we're born and we're kids, and we need some context to understand the world around us. And that comes from the people around us who they themselves have had programming and imprinting that they may not realize. And it's passed down. So being mindful of that is a huge step towards self-healing and breaking from the matrix that we're bound to.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't feel we're blank slates. I feel we bring our past life history with us in our soul memories. I mean, we might be a blank slate to this life when it comes to I don't know how to put it. Am I making any sense?
You're making sense. I mean, it's a mix of both. We're obviously bringing stuff from other times, but we're obviously also impressionable. So there is a blank slate there.
There you go. Yeah.
Right.
If we're nurtured and all that, then our past life history, if we have trauma in our past life history that wasn't healed, that can heal easier, I believe. It can be healed easier. Right. But if it's reinforced, then it's a double whammy.
It is. Yeah.
And I believe that the Catholic Church, when they say that we're born in sin, I believe that that's a distortion of bringing our past life traumas with us, what hasn't been healed with us, into another lifetime experience.
I see. I don't think that's how most people in that religion see that, though, Sharon. Yeah, but that's an interesting take. Thanks for sharing
Uh-huh.
that.
It doesn't make any sense that a baby would be born in sin, right? A brand new baby without, why would they be born in sin if they're not bringing something with them?
Right.
And so that's the only thing that makes sense to me. And I also believe that purgatory, what they call purgatory, is the is the where people get stuck that haven't crossed over into the light, like a ghost and that kind of thing, soul
Right.
retrieval type of deal. Yeah. And
Do
people
you
stuck.
do you think when we're born we have buyer's remorse? That's why we cry so much as babies.
Yeah.
We're like, oh shit, I remember this now. What did I do?
Oh my gosh, back here again. So I see some comments here. Lorraine, you read my book. Oh, your book is brilliant. Thank you, thank you. Um, Robbie, yes, we are not sorry beings. No, we are not, definitely. Self-talk is crucial to be aware. Yeah, lame life vows, totally, right? And spells. That's a good word, spells. Programming spells. Yeah, I wondered, and it wasn't that long ago where I realized that the reason TV calls TV shows programming, hello, they're programming us. Yeah, we can cast new ones from thriving in mindfulness. Lorraine, yeah, totally. Hi, Michelle. Good to see you here. Yeah. So that's what we're doing with these rituals, these new moon and full moon rituals, and working with the seasons and the planetary alignments is casting new spells.
Awesome.
Moving forward. And we didn't do our prayer for what we wrote down that we want to manifest. So if you just joined us, go ahead and write down what you want to manifest for the new moving forward. It can be a month from now, a week from now, a 6 months from now, or a year from now. And then we're going to do a little prayer to ask the higher realms to help us with this. Okay.
All right. Do you also want to talk about the release piece for the people who have just joined?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, we did write something down that we wanted to release, since this is a very powerful time with the new moon and the solar eclipse. It amplifies what we do, what we're doing now. We put our intention toward this event of the new moon and solar eclipse. So we wrote down what we wanted to release to make room for what we want to bring in. And you can burn it afterwards, say, or release it to the universe, whoever higher realms, all that is, with love, for it no longer serves. And then we are now going to say a prayer to bring in what we want to bring in that is going to serve us and does serve us moving forward. Okay. Sending this prayer to the universe. And I'm just going to say this prayer for myself and everyone who wants to use it as well. And you can say your own, of course. To the universe, to the all that is, to God, Goddess, the Christ in all of us. Whew. We are sending these words that we wrote on our paper to you to help us manifest moving forward in our lives in this time and space, utilizing the energies of the new moon and the solar eclipse in Libra. We are aware now of the influences of the planetary alignments and our influence on our lives, and we wish to utilize all the influences that we can to help us move forward in and co-create with you in our lifetimes, to be of service to ourselves and others, of course. in the highest and best good for ourselves and everyone involved. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so be it. It is done. Amen.
Amen. So be it for us
So
all.
be it. Make it so.
Yeah.
All right. Television. Yeah, totally, Michelle. And another one that I didn't know about or learned about recently was how words, we use the term, we're learning the term spelling with our words. Spelling. Words cast spells.
Yeah.
Words are
Interesting
very
stuff.
powerful.
Yeah.
Robbie, what did you say here? I'm a pastor's kid and understand all of this nonsense dialogue.
The inner dialogue. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Who would like a card reading? First come, first serve.
I know I would. You've already drawn a couple of cards for me, but I'll take another
Draw
one.
one for me. Draw one for me. I don't ask people to draw a card for me.
Yeah, I can draw one for you.
While we're
Michelle,
waiting for people. Okay. And with me, you can choose the Metatron card deck or the Lyran Oracle Lion. The Lion Beings Oracle is who I have. Okay.
I love that deck, the Lyran.
Me too.
All right, looks like you got some takers.
Are you going to draw a card for me first?
Sure. Which deck would you prefer?
I'll take the Animal Guides.
Animal Guides? Okay, let's do that. All right. All right. Let's do a quick shuffle. Let's see which animal wants to show up for you, Sharon.
All right.
And what kind of message they've got for you today. All right, here we go. Let's find out. All right. Ooh, there might be a couple.
I need two animals.
The first one you got is dog. Your loyalty and faithfulness is misplaced by serving too many masters. Let's read a little bit more about that.
Dog, DOG.
DOG. Whom do you serve is a question at hand here. When you compromise your personal integrity through misguided attempts to placate others out of fear of their disapproval or to avoid upsetting them, you deny your own inner authority and give away your power. You become their servant and they your masters. You allow this by assuming that another person or organization has greater knowledge, power, or spiritual wisdom than you, and put yourself in a less than position. While others may possess some of these attributes at a greater degree than you do, you can honor them as teachers, not masters. Children may rightly look at their parents for this sort of guidance. However, as they mature, it's appropriate that the leash to the parent's authority stretches and is even eventually severed. The human error is to continue to project this parental authority onto other people and institutions and then either subjugate their will or act in opposition to that perceived authority. Over a number of years, you may find yourself attached to the leashes of many masters, leading you to feel fragmented and to some degree powerless. Instead, take off all those collars and let Spirit be your one true master. Then you will experience true freedom. I get the impression this ties back into the conversations we've been having about the programming and beliefs that we have. Not so much others, but we can definitely be on the leash to our own beliefs and programming.
Mm-hmm.
not even realize it. So that's the impression I got when I read that. It's more about not somebody outside of yourself, but maybe inside of yourself. And for all of us, being leashed to our own outdated programming and belief systems.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. I still have programs I work on that come up every once in a while, the feeling less than, that type of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's a lifelong process, right? I mean, there's stuff that's happened before, but even right now, we're all forming new beliefs. And the thing is, a few years or many years from now, they'll be outdated. And so you've got to revise them. It's an ongoing process. So I don't think this process ever stops.
No, I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of, I think, being mindful, right, over time and taking the pauses and assessing your own behaviors and saying, why am I doing that? Or why am I thinking this? Or what's going on? So I think it's a lifelong process for all of us. I know it has been for me, and it will be for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we all get triggered. I know I get triggered every once in a while. And so I have to remind myself to sit with that. Okay, why am I triggered? What's coming up for me? That type of thing. And,
Right.
it's always fear.
Right.
Some kind of fear, something I haven't healed. But yeah, thank you. Dog. Huh? What was the other card? You don't have to read the message. What was the other card?
The other card was honeybee.
I knew it was going to be bee. I knew bee was coming up. I almost said it's going to be the bee.
You did have a third card, so I'm going to read it. The third card is the boar, and it says to face your problems head on with the confidence and courage, and you will emerge victorious.
Yes. All right. Thank you. I like that. I like it all. The queen bee.
Yes, the queen bee. Keeping it all together. And
right.
You've had this in your dreams or your meditation. I forget who it was exactly. Who told you to bring the tribes together, right? Or bring the tribe together.
That was with Thoth. Thoth told me to bring the tribes together on the moon, the full moon. Yeah. The moon. He's the god of the moon. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Of course. And bees are industrious. They're sweet. They make honey. I mean, there's a lot with the bees. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. There's a lot. Bees are very important.
Very important. And
they're pretty important.
Yeah. And they're industrious, and it's community. It's community effort.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see here. Lorraine, I think you are first. You would like a reading. Yes, please. Okay, Lorraine. Since you didn't tell me your preference, I will go ahead and use Metatron. Metatron's deck. I'll pull a card. Can't go wrong with Archangel Metatron. This is for Lorraine. We already called Metatron in earlier. There he is. Message for Lorraine. Okay. Ooh. Number 28, Karma, Untying the Knots.
Nice.
You can see that.
Yeah.
Untying the knots.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Number 28. Let's dive in deeper. Okay. The endless knot depicted in the image on this card shows how we get tied up by past life situations in this incarnation, and how walking the symbolic labyrinth in our own mind brings us peace. Well, interesting. There is no escaping ourselves, what we have done, who we have been, and how we are now. All aspects play a part in helping us to learn and to grow in understanding toward members of our soul group and ourselves. The karmic knot set against Metatron's indigo galactic backdrop. Right here. See it a little bit better there. helps us remember that our behavior, actions, and deeds in every moment are important. They define not just our present experience, but our future life. Be mindful at all times so you reap a good tomorrow. What we've been talking about.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Gosh. Using this symbol while calling in Archangel Metatron's energy can also be used to request karmic release, where debts feel paid and have been worked on by yourself. You cannot request it for another. This request will only be granted if earned. However, focusing on it as a symbol of light gifted by Metatron also helps you gain understanding, insight, and guidance with regard to any karmic situation. As for any knot of twisted energy within yourself to be softened with celestite blue energy to bring healing where it is needed. Just as the knot itself has no beginning and no end, it represents that energy simply transforms from one state of being into another. Okay. So it's looks like Metatron is guiding you to untie any leftover knots within your karmic reality, focusing on the Metatron cube or the knots here, Lorraine. I know you do a lot of work, so if you feel there's anything, I mean, we all, just like we were talking about, we all have leftover stuff, right? So it's kind of a similar type of message.
It is. It's definitely in line with the things we were talking about.
Yeah. The number is 28, which is reduces to 10, which is a powerful number. That's 1. Powerful.
So the 2 is about partnerships, relationships, and can be with self or something you're working on or other people. 8 is prosperity and abundance. So this partnership can lead to that. And the final outcome can be a new beginning, 1, right?
Yeah. Yes, new beginnings. Totally. Okay, I hope that resonates. Yeah. Thank you. Timely. Yes, timely. Okay. All right. So, Michelle. Sorry, Michelle. You were first. Okay. Well, you're always first to me. All right, Michelle.
The Lyran deck, and then we'll have Lucy.
Okay. Oh, what? Oh, Michelle wants the Lyran deck?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah. Let me do Michelle then, and then you can do Lucy after Michelle. I love this deck too.
It's a good deck. I really like it.
Yeah. I gotta remember to get the Pleiadian. I keep forgetting. All right. Calling on the White Lion Lyran deck. Oracle deck for Michelle. There we are. All right. Whoa. Intensity.
Oh, that is intense.
Yeah. Number 36, intensity. Perception shift to alchemized situation. Ooh, that's kind of what we're doing, aren't we?
Yeah.
36, intensity. So are things intense for you, Michelle, right now? Maybe they're about to get intense. If they're not. We want to be clear with you in this transmission, as humanity may often put intergalactic species on pedestals through the various perceptions. Isn't that true? Mm-hmm. But in addition to our high evolution, we, the White Lions, share many grounded characteristics, I try to say, and grow through life just like yourself. I can't talk. In our collectives, one trait that we need to share is that we have a great amount of intensity in our body language through the passionate fire within. Rather than judge this inner fire, we have learned over the course of time to see this fire as a great gift which can be utilized to fuel all our thought forms. In similar contexts, a human can use all the elements of their unique personality to make up to fuel their life mission. Just like we were talking about. Yeah. Once the limitations of self-judgment have ceased for what is right and wrong, everything can be seen as a doorway to empowerment. I just love how they go along with what we're talking about. I mean, they just amplify it even more. In particular, we seek to address the concept of anger or certain emotions that can be suppressed in order to keep a socially accepted appearance. Oh, I see. So they address it. They're saying that we suppress it to keep a socially accepted appearance. Mm-hmm. We say to you all that a true spiritual awakening is not striving to reach a certain standard of social acceptance, but fully accepting all aspects of who you are in your totality, including the fuel of anger that may arise. Mm-hmm. Anger is a good thing, as long as we don't let it rule our lives, right? Anger is movement. The Lyran family is guiding you to connect with this inner fire and use it as a fuel to carry you forward in your earth walk. These inner fires could be anger, resentment, hurt, feelings of neglect, betrayal, or the opposite polarity in high passion, sexuality, and determination. Whatever fire aspect is arising in this moment, this card is guiding you to utilize this element. And see it as an opportunity in disguise, for everything is fuel to the awakened soul. That makes sense. Alternatively, this card can indicate to drop any form of self-judgment and start seeing all your actions and or past scars as sacred gifts of wisdom. Through this perceptual realignment, the human transforms guilt into wisdom and opens the doors of inner alchemy by seeing life through all the various angles.
That is such an important card, I think, for everybody. Right?
Yeah. Yes. Intensity. And use everything.
Right. Tying back to the earlier conversation about, is it really good or bad, or is it really not?
Yeah.
Not about good or bad, it's just outcomes and what you do and the choices you make. But this thing about emotions and emotions such as anger, because anger is looked down upon. And it reminded me about a little video clip I'd seen online where somebody was asking a Buddhist monk that, how do you get rid of anger? And his response was, why do you want to get rid of it? Why don't you use it for something constructive? So we had this card. This is a good reminder. It was a pretty good card he pulled.
Yeah. Michelle, that used to be my MO, but I'm letting it express now in a constructive way for myself. I also used to keep things in. Yeah, I can relate to that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good message. You know, on the scale, the Hawkins scale of emotional frequency, you know, where shame and guilt are at the bottom, mm-hmm. Anger is up much higher than that.
Yes.
Is incidentally, which, you know, you would think we're so programmed to believe that we can't get angry about anything. And, but with shame and guilt, there's no movement. That's where depression is. Then when you start getting angry, you're moving, the energy is moving through you because you're stuck with shame and guilt. That's depression.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that. It took, you know, I understand it now that I was like, why is anger much higher than shame and guilt? But it's because shame and guilt causes depression. Anger brings you out of it and you can move the energy through.
Yeah. And shame and guilt may also be symptomatic of not valuing ourselves enough, right? I mean, what are you ashamed about? What are you guilty about? Is it really, you know, it could be programming. It could be impositions from others. This is how you should feel because this is how I want you to feel. right? Whereas when you kind of push back against it and you're like, no, wait, my feelings and my boundaries are important, initial reaction may be, all right, I'm angry. I need, and it gives you that fire, that movement, like you said, movement energy to then push
Yeah.
back. Say, I'm going to break through this, and my needs are also important, and my feelings are important, and my perceptions are important. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just like that card you pulled for me, the dog card, you know, it was caution. It sounded like it was cautioning me about, you don't have to be nice to everybody, kind of thing,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And because it took me a while throughout my life to realize it's okay for me to be angry or get mad at somebody,
Yeah.
and not be afraid they're not going to like me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I am a recovering Catholic too. Actually, I was never a good Catholic, but that's what they teach us, Michelle. Yeah. So it's good stuff.
Right. Okay. Do we want to pull another card? Or do you want to?
Yeah, we got. I think we got
We've got Lucy L. And
Lucy.
Lucy
Lucy,
has not
yes.
specified a deck.
Huh?
Lucy didn't specify a deck. Which
Okay.
decks?
So you can choose for her.
We will use the Starseed Oracle deck. All right. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Shuffle. So let's find a good card for Lucy. I'm going to call in Lucy's spirit guides from break. Tell them their evening break is done. Come on in. Call in my guides.
From where?
Evening break. Snack break, whatever break they're on. Maybe who knows?
Guys don't ever take breaks. Not with us Earth humans to work with. How can they?
Maybe they're watching some astral TV. Who knows? I don't know. But we call them back and say, all right, let's pick something for Lucy that's going to benefit Lucy. Right, here we go, Lucy. Let's find out. And for you, we have jump in, Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So let's read a little bit more about that. Okay. Andromeda is a spiral galaxy, the closest galaxy to the Milky Way. It's believed that Andromedan starseeds are a group of beings who love their freedom. Very adaptable, they have a strong willingness and ability to change and go with the flow. To find calm in the chaos, to swim in the tides, this card is here to encourage you to do the same. Perhaps you have a significant goal or opportunity ahead of you. If so, you're being guided to jump in. Don't wait for permission. Don't stall until you feel ready. Take a deep breath, a good old run up, and jump right on in. Life bends for the courageous, and the courageous is what you're being called to be. You're already facing the right direction. The only thing left to do is leap. You'll figure out the details as you go along. Things may not always be smooth sailing. Life on Earth rarely is. However, it's the rougher seas that teach us how to sail with glory. And once you know that, you can navigate any sea, ocean, or storm. The Andromedans want you to fall in love with surfing the waves of life, to seek more adventure, to embrace your own adaptability, and find a way to be the calm in the chaos. You didn't come here to be passive. You came to Earth to truly live. Now, take a good run up and leap. So ask yourself as a starseed, how can you be more adventurous? How are you being called to jump right on in and leap? So that's an interesting card. And Sharon, that reminds me a little bit of our conversations. Right, I'm going in.
Yep. Jumping in. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And it's interesting. And, it says it's right. I mean, you do have to jump in, and it's the rougher seas that teach us to sail with glory, not sitting on the sidelines and saying, "No, it's too tough. I'm not going in right now. Look at that storm."
Yeah.
Right? And
Right.
it does. You've got to be bold and courageous to move the needle. Um, like it says, life bends for the courageous, and courageous is what you're being called to be, Lucy.
I love that.
Yeah.
Will
So
do my best, she says.
awesome.
Yeah, totally. It, yeah, it can be scary for sure, right?
Yes. But it pays off.
It pays off. Definitely. Yeah. Jump right in. I mean, playing safe is boring, but
Yeah.
that's the programming.
Yeah. And sometimes people might have back-to-back lives that they're really active and courageous. And then
True.
in between, they might be like, I'll take a mostly, chill life. But that's taking a break. That's not settling in and saying, I'm never going to go out. The very fact that you're born on this planet is saying that you signed up for an adventure. And of course, when we come here, it's a little bit overwhelming. First of all, we've got nice bodies as we get up through the ages and through teenage years, and we feel invincible. And then eventually you're like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to jump around and bounce around and do all this stuff. And it's all natural that we're like, oh, okay, I don't know about this. But you can still be courageous and all that in other ways.
Yeah,
And just the fact that we chose to be born here, I think, says a lot.
that shows a lot of courage right there
Yeah,
to come to this planet.
yeah.
Totally.
I had read somewhere that 99% of the souls will choose not to be born. So I don't remember if it was specifically to Earth or
So,
just in,
you mean come back? Is that what you mean?
no,
What
not
do you
even the
mean?
first time. They were like, there's enough going on the other planes to learn and do.
Oh,
Right. And the
oh,
physical plane is the slower, denser. And we've got this subconscious knowledge where we realize that in the higher planes, things are moving faster than light. Light speed is not the fastest thing. And you can manifest things, and there's all this stuff going on. And you come here, and part of the frustration I think everybody faces is you still have that subconscious memory where you could manifest things and you could simulate things and you could do all this and you could travel all over the place and with a thought. And then you come here and you're like, oh, what is this?
yeah.
But the very reason we've come here is because what is this?
Yeah, because we haven't experienced it. We don't experience it in the higher planes.
No, we don't. I mean, the simple act of like eating and having taste. We don't have tongues. We'll have a different experience of food and energy on the other side. But this is so unique. You know what I'm saying? It is so unique that you cannot transport yourself to another planet just by thought, another location. You've got to go through being a species that learns how to use this natural environment to build a wheel and build a cart. Oh, I can jump on an animal and travel. Oh, now we know how to forge metals, and now we have electronics. Now we built a plane, and now we're building crafts that are taking us to the edges of our space. And it's this entire process of mobility, whereas on the higher planes, you're just like, boom, you're gone, you're out somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah, what we're dealing with right now, what Earth is going through, humanity's going through, I wouldn't miss it for the world. I'm so glad that Yeshua talked me into coming back, because I've said this before. I'd be upset if I wasn't on the planet during these times, because they're crazy, wild ride times. But I just pulled a card for you, Robbie, and this is what we're seeing. This is for you, Robbie. I just pulled this for you. Is parallel Earth, and so we're seeing. Look at that card.
That's it.
Yeah. We're seeing these times happening. We're present for disclosure on this planet, and to help humanity, and to see and experience humanity moving into something that's never happened here before, from enslavement to liberation, basically. Yeah. So Robbie, this is for you. It's called Parallel Earth 3939. 12. 1, 2, 3. Time of peace, relaxation, all is well.
Mm.
It's so beautiful. Like, I hope you
Yeah.
can see it really well. So gorgeous. All right, let's see what that. I think it's the first time I pulled that card. To be honest with you. Have you seen it? I haven't
I
seen it.
don't think I've seen that one before. No.
Okay. When I start to read these cards, I can just feel and hear the lions speaking through the message. These beautiful lions, lion beings. We have spoken on the concept of timelines and multiverses in the quantum field. But now we want to enlighten you on the subject of parallel universes and alternative Earths, what I'm sure you know already, Robbie. In the heightened state of multidimensional awareness, it becomes clear to the starseed that reality is infinite in its expression, stretching not only through the linear time fields of past, present, and future, but also reaching out repetitively to infinite current moments. Yeah, like a hall of mirrors, like mirrors bouncing off mirrors. You know, like you go into the hall of mirrors as a kid.
Mhm.
That's how I see all that too. Parallel existences are naturally created in the alive field in your moment to moment decision making. These moments of possibility create fragments of what could have been and create these alternate universe fragments. The empowerment of this knowledge is that by accessing the parallel field, you can gain access to premonitions, deja vu moments, and get clear guidance on which paths to take and what paths to avoid. You can refer to this access as present moment hindsight, where you can scan the entire field of possibilities and then allow your spirit to guide you to choose with grace. That is so cool.
Mhm.
We share this information because from our multidimensional lens, there are many parallel Earth realities where the human species has failed in their pursuit of unification. And then there are also many parallel Earth realities where your species has blossomed into fully enlightened societies. The arrival of this card fully indicates that you reside in an optimal timeline that is destined for great potential and unification. Now is a moment to start living in the life you dreamed as if it were here now. Through this inner vibratory knowing, you begin to align the alternate realities towards your frequency that adhere to the law of attraction. Now is a time to dream and step fully into your highest potential without a drop of looking back. An additional meaning of this card indicates that you are fully provided for with wonderful opportunities, new relationships, and finances seeking to bless your life. All is well.
What an interesting card. And I'm not
Yeah,
surprised for Robbie.
I'm not either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a gorgeous card. We can all tune into this card and use it as our card. This
Yeah.
is our card.
And
Robbie,
it's
will you share your card? Share your card with everyone. Yeah,
yeah, I hope he does. It's such an interesting message.
I know, right?
Like all of these, the learning is not just from the learning is from all of these other fragments, these parallel realities where all these other options are considered too, and they come to an outcome. And being able to sense that and view that and pull from that to learn from that.
I know, isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Dude.
Yeah. Sweet.
Michelle, lucky duck Robbie. I
Yeah.
know. Ascend the heights. Well, we know what that means, right? Yeah. There's enough here to go around for all of us.
Yeah.
Totally.
And I just want to say, Gloria, thank you for your comment.
Gloria, you're both giving a lot of encouragement. Oh, thank you, Gloria. Good to see you here too. Yeah. Love of all time and beyond time.
Mm-hmm.
I just love the Lyrans.
That's a good deck. Some good messages.
Would anyone else like a reading before we close? Love of all time and beyond time. Yeah, totally. I love that. Okay. Ashwin, you want me to pull a Lyran card for you?
That'd be great. Yeah.
Okay.
And Gloria, I think, also would like it if you have time. So let's pull Gloria first. Yeah.
Sure. All right, go.
No, you go ahead. Lyran, I think the Lyran's the hit deck today. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right. I will pull another line. Yeah, they're usually the star of the show. Okay. A lion being.
Yeah.
How could they not be? Metatron may disagree, but that's okay. It's a toss-up. For Gloria. Oh, this is beautiful. The reunion.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. Number 26, the reunion. Spontaneity, change of plans, social connections. Ooh, Gloria. Let's see what the Lyrans have to say about that. Okay, 26, the reunion. There is a dream spoken about in the intergalactic council hubs of Sirius A of starseeds on Earth coming together in communion to shift and liberate your entire planet. Oh. The Starseed Collective of Earth is a powerful group of highly evolved souls whom have spent lifetimes in the cosmic realms in order to facilitate this current liberation mission. I'm starting to feel that. The energy of that. When starseeds on Earth do converge together, they create such a powerful collective energy that it not only activates all the members that are present in their group, but sends ripples of upgrade to your entire field, opening the doors of cosmic remembrance for all your species. Although an individual is very powerful in his/her unique own field, this power amplifies greatly each time other members join with similar intention. As starseeds continue to come together and merge, they begin to unlock dormant potential in the collective consciousness and allow for your entire species to return back to the way of counsel, which many advanced galactic species engage in, as well as the original people of your planet. We have observed from our perspective that your collective has had a sharp rise of interest in concepts such as aliens, quote unquote aliens, the universe, evolution, and starseed literature. The next stage of this operation is for these soul groups to converge amongst each other and begin activating projects for the construction of the new Earth. Soul groups can be defined as individuals of like vibration, or in this case, similar cosmic origin, that come together to serve intentional missions. Oftentimes, these soul members are very close to your location and are in constant communication with you, whether physically present or not. These soul conversations eventually lead to divine encounters, synchronistic events, and opportunities for you for you to meet your star family on Earth. The card of the reunion arrives when you are being prepared to engage in group-based work. Know that your star family is currently here or very nearby, and through a series of synchronic events, you shall all meet. Now is an ideal time to be open to meet new individuals in your life and socialize in general. Attempt to release any walls that keep you separated from the rest of society and open up into the greater field through interaction. Through these interactions, many memories will return to your awareness of whom you truly are. For group consciousness unlocks sacred knowledge. Another meaning of this card can indicate that it is time for you to reveal whom you are to your loved ones without hesitation. Due to the past cycle persecution of spiritual beings, many starseeds are not sharing their truth in fear of being ridiculed or not being socially accepted. This card indicates that through opening your truth, whether accepted or not, you reach the individuals in your field from a soul level and are empowered further in your cosmic leadership. Reveal and be empowered.
Sounds like Gloria's on the job. Maybe I'll take a vacation then. Such important themes, you know. I mean, the fact is that light workers and starseeds will be ostracized from their own families.
Yeah.
Right? You can't talk openly necessarily about all this at a job. You might get fired. But it's so encouraging, that card, telling her to go step out and, you know, be open about this. So really interesting. Yeah. And this is a good example of starseeds congregating right here, right now.
Yes. Yeah.
But it sounds like Card was also talking about there's more, maybe more closer to her, more of her own group that's either going to form or she's going to run into, which is great. Right? Yeah, it was wonderful.
Or she may form herself, or is forming, is in the works.
Yeah, these soul meetings, or as some people might call them, the astral meetings, like when we're sleeping or our higher selves are meeting each other, and then we play it out on the physical, and we're like, oh, look at the synchronicity. Oh, how are you? Nice to meet you. And I think I know you, and you've known each other.
I know you. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah, that's a beautiful card.
Yeah.
Right there. I can't wait for the reunion of all starseeds that came here. It's just going to be such a huge celebration when we finish our mission here.
Yes.
It doesn't seem like it's that far off, does it?
No, not anymore. It doesn't seem like it's anymore. Yeah.
I know. It gets closer and closer all the time.
One of these times on your monthly reading get-togethers, maybe the theme will be starseeds. We'll only have the starseed, the galactic decks, and call out to everybody who feels like a starseed looking for some guidance and looking for a reading.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, doing a starseed readings, that kind of thing. The theme being starseed or star family kind of thing. Yeah, totally. Sounds good. All right, Ashvin, let's see what we got for you. See what the lions have for you.
Ooh.
The Lyran Oracle beans. Field of potentiality.
Nice.
Yeah. Number 37. Ask and it is given.
Nice.
This sounds good.
Yeah, considering the little ceremony we did.
We did, yes. Yeah. Okay, the multiverse is a field of unlimited possibilities for the starseed to open through the quantum universe. When attuning to one's crown chakra, the starseed can connect to a field of infinite timelines and verses, which can all be calibrated towards one's unique vibration. Oh. From the subatomic level, your reality has quantum particles built into everything, and they are consistently interacting with yourself in the alive field, with you being able to set the coordinates to the reality of your choosing. I mean, they just break it down so simple. We think it's so hard, but it's not. It's science.
Yeah, they're being very specific.
Meta science. Huh?
Yeah, they're being quite specific.
Yeah, yeah. The quantum field is always linked to your inner state. And by you consciously interacting with it, the human gains an ability to choose the timelines that they seek to enter at will. This process begins by setting forth the vibratory signature of the world you seek to enter via your emotions, thoughts, feelings, and visualizations. Through this process, your codes are inputted into the field, and the quantum particles begin to match this frequency with precision. Know, dear starseed, that you are infinite and have always had the freedom to not only change your life, but change the entire reality you find yourself in. Know that your thoughts, vibrational frequency, and perceptual awareness are constantly interacting with the quantum field and setting the coordinates to where you would like to enter. Know that you have the highest technology within. An additional meaning of this card can be that the universe is requesting for you to guide it to the reality you desire, which is what we just did. Mm-hmm. The metaphor we give is that when going to a restaurant, it is your responsibility to place the order at the restaurant, just like we were just talking about. Yeah. But the rest is up to the external field to deliver it to your table. Place your order and have faith that all will be delivered in divine timing. Ask and it is given, become, and so it is.
Yeah, I need to hear that again. I need to read that. That's a strong message. It's a good message.
I can take a picture of it and send it to you.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Okay. Additional meaning is also timeline jump, quantum training, starseed gifts, soul awakening, manifestation, imagination, dimensions opening. Ask what you request, what you ask, what you need, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting a little blurry, but
thank you for that. That was great. Yeah,
that's a good one for all of us too.
Yeah.
Yeah, opening up the field of potentiality is what we did tonight.
Yes.
And this is taking, to me, it's like taking it a step further with the Lyrans helping us to understand what we're doing and training us. They're training us, basically, was what they're doing.
Right. And that card, what was explained, they helped frame the whole thing. Right? I mean, they really put it in a framework. They're like, it's this subatomic and it's in your field and your inner world. And I mean, that's where the technology is and the universe will respond. And it was great. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
You know what I want to do is I want to request that we go to their classes in the higher planes.
Yeah.
And seriously, no joke. And bring that information, because I've been talking about this for a long time, for a while now, that we in the not so distant future, remember I did that presentation, in the not so distant future, we'll know how to in our reality, know how to manifest with our holographic reality, how to bring things in. And I'm not explaining it very well, but because I had an experience where I was doing that already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes, I do. And you've talked about your memories from other places where I think you had told me about one time you could change your hair color, I think, as an example.
Yes. Yes. I walked into this out-of-body experience while I was in another life, and I walked into this chamber and did something with the coating and changed my hair with the genetic coding, the quantum reality around me, and changed my hair, the color of my hair, what length it was, and just walked out with different hair style and color.
That's awesome. All the hairdressers out there are going, no, we don't want that. You'll put us out of business.
Hey, why not in our lifetime, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, let's put it out there. We want to go to their classes, their courses, their temples, their classes, their trainings. But the lion beings train us.
Yep. Yes.
And Thoth too. He's training us too. I know it at the temple I built. Okay. Thank you everyone for being here. Right. Thank you, Ashvin, for sitting in with me.
Thanks for the invitation. Yeah. Do we have a closing part of the ceremony with all the work we've done?
I think we did everything, but we can. Do you want to say a little closing prayer?
No, you go ahead. This is, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I just want to thank everyone who's here tonight, and for being here and for being in our lives, and to all the beings, the Lyrans, the Metatron, the animal guides, the Starseed, the Star Nation beings that are here and present with us for sitting with us, and everyone watching this that aren't here live but are watching this later. Thank you for being here, and special thank you to our creators and our own personal guides for being here with us as well. Mother, Father, Creator, thank you so much for helping to gather us all here. And we ask that you close this event tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Amen.
Amen. And I want to thank everybody who showed up, and thank you for letting us read for you. And yeah, thanks so much.
All right. Thanks, everyone. See you next time. And it's not letting me in. And